Hi and welcome to Consider This, a youth program where we consider hot topics of what the youth might think about or consider. And today we're going to talk about how far is too far in a relationship. Guys, this is quite a hot topic.
Yeah, it is.
And a topic that I'm not exactly always sure what to tell somebody when they would ask you. I mean, if somebody had to ask you today, how far is too far in a relationship? I mean, what would you say to them?
What do you say to them?
Ish. Oh, wait, maybe... Obviously, we're talking physically.
Yeah.
Yes. But, I mean, say you're in a relationship, okay? You're starting dating this girl or guy. You just met them. Say you're at college. You see this nice little girl there, and you're dating her. Went to a movie once or twice, and now you're dating, steady dating. Now you're holding hands. Is that too far? You're kissing her. Is that too far? You know, where do you stop as a Christian?
I feel like one move leads to another.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're holding hands it's not the activity, it's the emotion. Because in your heart, you're feeling like I'm holding his hand, he's holding my hand.
Yeah, because
butterflies, you know?
I could be holding your hand.
Yeah,
and
you'd be like, yeah, hold my hand. But if you're holding someone who you're actually dating,
yes,
holding your hand naturally leads them to maybe put it behind your back. It pulls them closer, it puts it in your shoulder. Like it's just like one activity follows into another.
But we're so used to seeing these things. I mean, we all know the movie. You know, you're watching the movie, then you just check this.
Yawn.
We know these tricks. We see it every day in the movies and all that thing.
Yeah.
But as a Christian, we should kind of know when to stop.
Yeah.
And not just how fast too far, but how fast is too fast.
Exactly. Yeah, because we can rush things as well. And like you said, the emotion there. But now, if you say we're just holding your hands for, say, the first date, and the butterflies are there, and there's feelings and everything. And the second date, you're still holding hands. And the third date, I mean, after a while, it's going to not be as exciting as the first time. And then you want to go. It's just like human nature. When should you stop and say, as a Christian, these are my bounds? Do you think in a relationship, we should set boundaries and you and your girlfriend or you and your boyfriend should sit down and say, listen, let's discuss these things. Let's talk about it so that we don't go over the boundaries.
I think as an individual, you need to have boundaries. Before a relationship, you need to have boundaries. Because once you set that down, then you decide, listen, I'm not going past this point. Your emotions won't take over. Yeah. Naturally, as humans, if I'm dating someone, my emotions are so overwhelming that I may have bounds, but I say, leaning into his shoulder won't mean anything.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, it feels good, you know? But once you set your bounds, that means you won't cross them individually.
And it's important because how far is too fast? Because we know how it can get really far.
Yeah. But maybe, sorry, Audrey, like you said, it feels good. And isn't that the mantra that the world is giving to us? If it feels good,
do it.
It is good.
Do it.
Yeah.
But is that the way that we as Christians should live?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Now, how do you set your boundary as an individual? How would you set we said that you have as an individual have to set it before you go into a relationship. How would you set it, Audrey?
Sure. Because it's difficult because I don't know if the Bible is, like, maybe I don't know all those verses. I'm not a pastor. I haven't studied theology.
Yeah.
But I'm not so sure if I'm exactly clear on what the Bible says exactly, where I think God expects us to be modest, not to lead people astray. I mean, sure, that is difficult because we know we're supposed to be pure, stay virgins before you get married. So you don't want to do anything that leads to... Yeah.
What about
I don't know.
What about your body being a temple?
Yes.
And something that will defile the temple.
Yes.
Or even mentally.
Yeah.
You know, there is a big connection between your mind and your body.
There is.
So obviously when somebody touches you, that automatically signals something, emotions in your brain. And maybe that can lead you to something else or start to think of something else.
Yeah. I want to give an experience, you know, as a young person, and my friend is coming over to cook. He's just like, yeah, let's go cook in your house. Yeah. So you're like, okay. And you go and you start cooking and it's pass me the salt or pass me the sugar. And you get yourself in a situation where you know, this is my boyfriend. I mean, oh, the food is so good, hug, hug, hug. 2 minutes later, hold hands. I mean, of course, it's like leap, you know? And you I guess I have to say you felt that before, you know. When someone
now you're on your own,
I don't cook, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But now, we're talking about how far is too far, but there must be certain aspects as well what you can do in a relationship. I mean, you're not supposed to just one sit on that side, one sit on this side. So there must be something that you can do, because he's not just your friend. He might be your boyfriend, and you might be dating for a while already.
That's right.
So there must be some things that you can do, and some stuff that you can't do.
Like, what's too far for you, Quentin?
I don't know. That's why we're here. We're trying to figure out how far is too far. And I think it depends on the relationship as well. I mean, if you just met a girl, obviously you can't just go and kiss her.
Yeah.
I mean, and to the world, that's nothing really. Right. If you look at movies, if you look at parties that's going on, I mean,
one night stand.
Yeah, exactly. It's being it's like a good thing. Yes. You know, to do that, to see how many girls you can get or how many guys you can get.
The media is a very big influence on such things, because it's like almost, there's no movie these days that people don't kiss.
Yeah.
And you don't just kiss, like, you know, before the first, my father always says, why are they kissing? Like, you don't just kiss on the first date, you know?
Yeah.
It's like it's blown out of proportion kind of thing. It's like, don't kiss on the first date kind of thing. You know?
It reminds me of a text in Corinthians where Paul is speaking. He says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I think this is exactly how it is. We should start thinking as Christians. The world gives us this picture that it's okay to just kiss a girl when you just meet her, or just to go with this guy, or just whatever. But as Christians, we should think of these things. No, I shouldn't just kiss on the first date, or I should have these boundaries, or I should do this. This is not only for yourself to show you're respecting yourself and your body's a temple, but it shows that you respect the other person as well.
That's right.
And that you see them also as the temple of God. You don't want to do something that will be bad for them.
That's right. A relationship's a two-way thing.
Yes.
You need to respect yourself as well as the other person.
Yes.
You need to think about the other person and consider their thoughts, consider where they stand. Maybe they are sanctified, you know, and they just really are not into the whole holding hands, but you really want to hold hands.
Yeah.
You know, so you need to think about, put the other person first and think about them, you know, before you...
So you want to also serve them, that's
right.
what relationships are about,
That's
not
right.
to the Christian relationship, not to be served, but to serve. And we can do that. Interesting, very interesting question. So join us after the break where we will consider more of this.
So we saw the need for relevant Bible-based media aimed at youth and young adults that could counteract the effect of destructive messages in media, like violence and immorality. Not just in one city, one country or one continent, but the whole world. So how do you create something real, wholesome, and get it to be available not just somewhere, but everywhere? 2 heads are better than 1. So if you take a few heads from a number of countries and transcend the cultural differences to isolate the real issues, you can use a collaboration of mission-minded individuals who work in television, film, radio, the internet, and other forms of media to make a tangible difference. When you connect individuals, ministries, organizations, and companies globally who share the same vision, you exponentially increase their sphere of influence. So why not connect, create, and counteract?